Earlier this month, an award-winning journalist who writes about unusual museums, air travel in addition to airports, penned a piece titled 5 Reasons to Love Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. She highlighted its aviation museum, living wall made of moss, use of social media to reunite stuffed animals left behind at the airport with its owners, and creative recombobulation area. Also mentioned was a popular store not found in any other U.S. airport. This morning, Melissa Zigowitz takes us between the stacks of Renaissance books.
For some people, it's a hobby, but for C.K. Hinchliff, reading is her lifestyle.
People, books, I love books.
C.K. has been working at Renaissance Bookstore for more than 40 years.
I started working for Renaissance in January of 1980 when we were still in the big building downtown.
Selling literature after all these years is still a big passion.
You meet all sorts of people and use books, and part of the fun for me is the joy I can give people, because they come in and say, I'm looking for a book, and say, okay, what's the name?
Renaissance Books is one of the only standing independent bookstores left in Milwaukee, opening back in the 1950s when its original location was downtown in a 5-story building. In 1979, it opened a location inside Mitchell International Airport, becoming the first used bookstore inside an airport in the country.
At the airport store, you have people coming from all over. There are people who fly into Milwaukee, their trip, just so that they can come to the store.
C.K. spends the majority of her time working at this location, inside Southridge Mall in Greenfield.
We opened this branch in November of 2018.
The store opened after the big building downtown closed in 2018. C.K. says the charm of the bookstore is still there, even if this location is much smaller.
We like people. People come in and support us. People come in, say, oh, I used to shop at your store downtown. Or, didn't you have a place at the airport? Still do.
Since working at this location, C.K. has sold more than 25,000 books, keeping track of every single book she sells, the pages taking up a total of 7 composition books. C.K. says she will work at Renaissance for as long as possible.
I sort of have this as a full-time job now. I drove school bus for 10 years. Before that, I worked for the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in the parking department for 20 years.
As long as the owner of the store keeps it open.
We're a dying breed, but we're small but fierce.
She will happily sell thousands of more books.
Thank you. Thank you.
For another 40 years.